T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Own it, own it, own it, Kong. I own it. It did.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
That's right, you guys. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Happy Friday. Of course, we are here to discuss Friday Night SmackDown. There is absolutely no Rampage because, once again, it's the NBA playoffs, soccer going on too, and Rampage, AEW just can't seem to get it together. So they will be on tomorrow for Rampage, but we will not be here. Mika and Al will actually go over that on Wednesday for Dynamite. But since we are here, let me choose myself. I am Santana, one half of the only dominating tag team in women's wrestling, Kiss It the Salt Shakers, and also the EIC here. And of course, I am not alone. I have Queen Steph Hardy here of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast. What's going on, Steph? She got a crown on. It's a lot of queen shit happening tonight, okay?
Yes. Yes, I'm so happy to be here on this stormy Friday night. But either way, we're here and I'm really excited, about a lot of the stuff that's taking place. Some of the stuff that took place I wasn't exactly happy with, but we'll get into it a little bit later. So we're here, and sadly Rampage isn't on because hockey is on, but at least, at the very least, we get to talk about SmackDown. So it's going to be cool.
That's right. But speaking of, SmackDown, we got to dive into the heartbreaking part of this. And, I don't know who back there in creative knows that these are my men, but I'm going to need y'all to stop putting them in the match with each other because y'all pushing it. Y'all are putting me in a very, very tough predicament right now every week when they're in any type of interaction with each other. You guys are putting me in a tough position, I'd say. But we open up SmackDown with LWO's Rey and Santos versus Judgment Day's Finn and Damian. This was a great match. It came so close to thinking that LWO would actually win because since they formed this group week after week, they haven't really been getting any wins. They've been losing to Judgment Day. They've been losing their matches, singles or tags or whatever. They have been losing. And it sucks because it's like, I'm torn because I like both groups. You know what I'm saying? I have people in the groups that I do like. But it's tough when you have Rey, you have Santos. Rey puts this group together. They lose to the Judgment Day. That's kind of already been here, needing that momentum back and still like that. And it's just like we're once again back to where Judgment Day is constantly still coming out on top. And Santos really needs some wins under his belt. Like, he really does. You know what I'm saying? But after the match here with Santos and Rhea and Damian and Finn. Damian grabs the mic and he, addresses Bad Bunny because, of course, Bad Bunny is that weekend too for Coachella, which I'm going to be attending again tonight. But Bad Bunny will be back Monday, and Damian feels that maybe Bad Bunny will have a different mindset, and maybe we have a different interaction when he comes back on Monday. I don't know, Damian, if Bad Bunny is going to have a different reaction to how you did what you did to him when he came 3 weeks ago. But I'm telling you, y'all put me more back into more positions because whatever. Anyway, it goes. Finn and Damian win this match here. Stephanie, how do you feel? Because I'm losing my mind right now. I'm going through it.
I'm going through it too, and shout out to everybody in the comments going crazy right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm going through it too because, like you, I'm frustrated with the formation of the LWO and watching them lose to Judgment Day every week. Now usually the Judgment Day would fight LWO towards the middle of the show, or like maybe towards like the slideway like beginning. Right. But it kind of surprised me when they were starting SmackDown off with this match. So I'm thinking optimistically that maybe we would get a different, sort of vibe and a different victory. But that wasn't the case. But something that I will say to Finn and Damian's credit is the fact that even though they might not have cheated, the way that they want was still underhanded, but at the same time they didn't cheat like they normally do, so it's okay. But at the same time, I'm very frustrated with it because I'm trying to figure out what type of hold does the Judgment Day have on people in the back to where the LWO is just constantly made to look stupid every week on SmackDown. It's frustrating me because you have Santos Escobar, who is an absolute badass in NXT. You have his tag team, and they were badass, right-hand men right next to him. And then you have Zelena, who we will get to later, of course, who's amazing. So it's just like, it makes no sense for Judgment Day, who clearly stand for evil and standing in every single week, keeps getting all the wins. Like, it's frustrating me, like, beyond belief. And a change needs to happen, or otherwise LWO isn't going to be taken as seriously. It's like you give them the t-shirts, you give them Rey Mysterio as their leader because he was a part of the OG LWO. You have all of these components. Why aren't you utilizing them, and why aren't you letting them win? I understand the Judgment Day is cool and all, but after WrestleMania, they should have had a cool-off period. Even though Rhea did win the SmackDown Women's title, the rest of them should have had a cool-off period where they should have built themselves back up from their losses. It just seems like ever since WrestleMania started, they've just been winning back and forth at the expense of Legado / LWO, who have needed wins since they've been called up to the main roster. It's just not fair, and it's getting really old, and I'm tired of it.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm in the middle. I'm like torn in various different ways. But I hope that as the weeks go on and we're getting closer to Backlash, that maybe LWO will finally get that win in Puerto Rico. So who knows? But speaking of, and we continue on with, of course, Zelina Vega. She comes in to Adam Pearce and she looks absolutely like gorgeous. Like, I'm living for the shurikens in her hair and everything. It's so Naruto. Like, I'm here for it so much. She comes into Adam Pearce. She's like, listen, I deserve to have a title shot against Rhea Ripley. I deserve to be in a match with Rhea Ripley. I need to be in this match. I have something to prove. We're going to Puerto Rico. I mean, I'm the only female Puerto Rican on the roster anyway. So like it's only right. It's only right. You know what I'm saying? Zelena has been showing that she can, a little bit hang with Rhea Ripley. We've seen them in matches before. Let's start there, on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, she's not ready for Rhea Ripley, And I know a lot of people like, is it worth it? Like, is it worth having Zelena and Rhea Ripley in a match with each other? Like, what is that going to do? And it's just more so like it shows that it kind of proves that, maybe Zelena is championship material. Maybe she does have the ability to go up against a champion, and whether she comes out with the win or not, we don't know that. But I mean, Adam Pearce is like, well, let me talk to the higher ups, and I'll see what I can do for you. But I mean, Zelina, stepping up to Adam and like not necessarily demanding, but like saying like, look, Rhea Ripley really ain't got no opponents out here right now. I'm available. We're going to Puerto Rico. Why not let Puerto Rico by myself go out there and do what I do to Rhea Ripley? So I know you're happy about this, Stephanie, of course. But she definitely is gonna, Jeffrey, she's definitely gonna give Rhea Ripley a fighting chance. She beat fucking Doudrop, to become queen of the ring. Anything is very possible, honestly. Just saying. So I don't know, girl. I'm here for it. I don't mind.
Yes, y'all know I'm absolutely here for it. Zelina Vega is one of my absolute favorite women's wrestlers in WWE right now. Or just period. Like I've loved her even from the first time I saw her in NXT. I just loved everything about her. And seeing her, speak up for herself, getting this opportunity, it reminded me of a TikTok that she made a few months ago where she was talking about, stepping up to challenge for the SmackDown Women's title, and then they give somebody else the opportunity. But it was to the sound of, who's that Pokemon? And she was like, it's Pikachu. And then she was like, it's the fair. And she was like, fuck. And that was just really funny. But it's just like, it was just really funny to me how every time, she'll see person after person get opportunity after opportunity. And now she's coming forth and saying, I want this opportunity. I want to step up to challenge Rhea Ripley. Charlotte's gone. Everything with WrestleMania has happened. The smoke is cleared. I want more. And I am so happy for her because she is so talented. She is a former queen of the ring. Like, she's a former tag team champion. She has all of the ingredients of what it takes to be a champion. And the idea that she gets to do this and represent for her people, like she said in this promo, is just a beautiful thing too as a Puerto Rican. The queen from Queens is here, and I'm just so happy for her. For every opportunity she gets, and whether she wins or loses, she's a champion in my heart forever. So yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Shout out to Zelina. We'll find out by the end of the night if she gets that, if they make it official. Okay, so we move on here because, of course, the king, Shinsuke Nakamura, returned last week, had an amazing match, right? Karrion Kross obviously has turned his attention away from wherever the hell he just came out of and has put his focus on Nakamura. He even quotes and says that he's the reason why Rey Mysterio is now starting to whoop his son's ass. Please. Shut the hell up, please. Because I don't even understand why this is even happening. Like, you clearly have nothing else to do. They clearly don't have anything else for you to do. So you decide you want to mess with Shinsuke Nakamura. Tick fucking top, I guess. Whatever. I can care less about this. Shout out to Scarlett. She was great, but Karen, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Just saying.
I do think it's funny though that in his promo he did mention how his last opponents he's taken something from them, and it's so funny. Like when you look at Madcap Moss, he said they took his joy, and then you look at Rey Mysterio and they took his patience, and then they took Drew McIntyre's temperament, and I was just like, wow, that's a really nice little breakdown of how you've been feuding with these people over the past couple of months, and took stuff from them whether you won these matches or not. But at the same time, it was still cool to see the vignette that they showed for Shinsuke doing all of his training, and stuff. Like that was really cool too, because Shinsuke is somebody that we should have been taking him seriously. Not saying that any of us hasn't, but we should have been taking him way more seriously as the King of Strong Style. And hopefully this will be a fresh coat of paint for somebody like him because he is so talented. And if him and Karrion are getting ready to fight, then okay. That's fine, I guess. But we'll just have to wait and see. But Karrion, you have been stealing stuff from people, but I'm just wondering, like, does this mean he's like a bully? Like, is he a fortune bully? Because he always goes by the cards, and I'm wondering if there's like a purpose behind it. But either way, I think it's still a little interesting, but we just gotta let it play out.
Child, he's a goddamn loser.
The disrespect.
Yeah, I don't care about Karrion Kross, but I know it's necessary. I will not give a damn about Karrion Kross. I did not care about this match either, but because I'm trying to figure out why the hell did Braun Strowman throw Ricochet the way that he did. Like, what are we doing here? Okay, but yeah, so we had this match here, Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders. Of course, you know the Viking Raiders attacked Ricochet and Braun Strowman last week, which made this match official. And it was all right. It was cool. I don't really have much to say about this. It was almost to the point where I thought maybe Ricochet and Braun would have lost, but they did not. They did come out with the victory. But I could care less about this match. I honestly am wanting like Braun and Ricochet to break up. Like, no lie. I am. I'm sick of it. I don't like it.
It's funny. I was actually telling my dad that if Ricochet and Braun Strowman actually broke up due to the draft, I would be low key sad, just low key, because they just have something that works. Like even when they were making their entrances and together and flexing and everything, like there was something that they have, and I believe it's just, you know, the opposites attract sort of thing. It's just like you have Braun, who is big, you know, and likes to run around and tackle people because he has that background, right? And then you have Ricochet, who's just a high flyer. And for me, it's just like once those two actually came together, yeah, they have the circus act thing going on for them, but it works. So I feel like for these two to, you know, have a somewhat of a happy marriage of their abilities together as a tag team, it would make me a little bit sad for them to break up, but you know, it is what it'll be, you know, in the draft. I mean, nobody's safe. So it's fine. But as for this match, like it was pretty good. I mean, Ricochet was impressive because he always is impressive. Braun Strowman is gonna knock you down, period, because that's just who he is. And yeah, the Viking Raiders did what they normally do a lot of the time. So it wasn't like the most impressive match, but it wasn't necessarily bad either. So, but I don't want Ricochet and Braun to break up though. I really don't.
I want them to go on like this first. Wrap it up, please. Y'all are making me say it because y'all like them as a team, and I'm flabbergasted. Jack, Tin, and Juicy, and this is why they should break up. I hate it. But of course, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, and you know we got to get more into the women. We have had a women's tag team championship match with Liv and Raquel versus Misery Loves Companies, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Of course, we know how Liv and Raquel won their titles, and we know exactly that this past week, Raquel, but Chelsea and Sonya had a match earlier on Monday Night Raw against Mia and Candice LeRae, which eruptly allowed Liv Morgan to go crazy on that damn digital exclusive interview with the whole water situation that everybody kept posting and whatnot. But with this match here, wasn't that bad of a match. There was a lot of things happening too, though, that I was trying to keep up with within this match. It was just a lot of things happening. Wasn't that bad, but Liv kicked the fuck out of Liv, girl. I don't know what they put in that water, but whatever it is, it got you really pumped, I will say. But this match was really cool. It was very chaotic in various different ways. It was Chelsea was trying to cheat in any way possible, her and Sonya, but it backfired when Liv gets the pin and Raquel assists her by pushing her back up so that Chelsea could not kick out, and Liv and Raquel retain. I do feel like maybe Chelsea and Sonya are going to go to Adam Pearce. They are, because they're going to be like, okay, let's run this clip back and you see what happens. So we're going to want a rematch. They're going to want a rematch, and they'll probably get a rematch because they don't really have any other tag team that's kind of like feuding with Liv and Raquel as of right now. So I don't mind Chelsea and Sonya having this feud with them. But yeah, how did the ref not see the water being sprayed? You know, sometimes I think the refs just go blind for a second. Like, they lose like all vision for some, for some things. But yeah, I don't
Girl,
know.
don't get me started on referees because I'd be going in on referees on the WoW after show, and I would prefer not to have that energy into Friday. So let's not do it. But I did enjoy this match though. It was really good. Something that I loved watching with this match is just seeing more of Liv Morgan's intensity because it's really clear, like when she's really angry and when she's, really like intense, like she's like a Hulk.
Yeah.
And I just love that energy about her. It's just like, y'all think y'all can just run all over me, but when I get buck on you, you're gonna understand that I am not the one to mess with. And I love that Liv and Raquel are figuring their stuff out, even though Raquel has to calm Liv down and be like, yo, like, please chill. It's okay, like save it in the ring or whatever. So it was really good. And of course, Chelsea and Sonya are gonna complain and carrying up the situation. But if they were the ones who were cheating, it would have been cool if they did it, but it would have been a problem, and it's a problem because they did it. It's just the same old thing. But either way, I was still impressed with the power of Raquel. And Chelsea is someone who continues to impress me with her facial expressions, because when she got that water splashed on her, it's like her eyes, just almost popped out of her head. She was like, what? I can't believe you did. Like, her facial expressions are like second to none. Her character work is second to none. And I'm never bored when she's on the screen. Never at all. So I'm happy that her and Sonya found each other. But either way, it just wasn't their night to win, and Liv and Raquel are still the champions, and that's a good thing. That's cool.
I don't know. I need Raquel to go after that SmackDown title. Honestly, I'm tired of her being stuck in a tag team every chance she gets. Raquel always gets placed in a tag team, and then something happens with her tag partner. It never fails. Aaliyah, where's she been at? Liv might be next. Raquel is the problem. She's taking out her own tag teams, I think. But
well, I do have a question for you, Santana. How would you feel a little bit different about Raquel if she just finally turned heel? Because I have heard in certain spaces that they would prefer if Raquel was heel and more of a badass like she used to be in NXT. So would you prefer her in that way?
Raquel, in NXT, she was a beast. She was. They brought her onto the main roster because they wanted to, get Raquel this, happy-go-lucky, always smiling type situation. You know what I'm saying? Happy, blah, blah. But I do feel like it's time for Raquel to eventually, tap into how she was in NXT. You can't come out here smiling for long, to be honest. Like, you can't. You're going to have to do something to it just works better for her. When Raquel was the heel, it worked better for her. With her being a babyface, it's okay, but I do prefer her being a heel better. But that's just me. I'm going to always prefer heels in most cases. Not everybody. Not everybody gets the pleasure of me enjoying them being a heel. But there are some people that I do actually enjoy being a heel, and Raquel is one of them. So if it does happen, Dakota is the one that did turn on Raquel, you know what I'm saying? But it's because she wanted that title, but she didn't get a chance to win it. So, it is what it is. But I do prefer Raquel as a heel, to be honest. But do I need her turning on Liv Morgan to become one? No, because how many times people have turned on Liv Morgan? All the goddamn time. So I need her, but I don't want heel Raquel and then heel Rhea Ripley. No. I mean, you would think, yeah, my name is Heelistic, but I like certain people, Certain people make the cut to be heels. Y'all know who makes the cut, and y'all know who don't. Well, y'all know who don't make the goddamn cut. But shout out to Raquel and Leo for retaining their titles. I know this is not over between Chelsea and Sonya trying to get those titles. By no means necessary. Raquel could challenge Bianca too, but we also have to figure out, what's going to happen in regards to the draft watch too, though. So who knows where these girls will be landing at. But let's get into another match. Another title match for the night. The Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Xavier Woods. Man, this match here was so good. I mean, it was from top to bottom. I prayed for Xavier's chest in various different capacities, but God did not hear me. But he heard that damn chop. And I mean, it like I want a lot of people to, and I don't know if a lot of people do, but I want a lot of people to like really, put some respect on Xavier Woods' name. He does a really great job. He's an amazing talent. He's a great talker. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing his own thing since, Big E is out and then Kofi is out too. And then him coming in getting a title opportunity. And this is his first loss since, August of 2021. So he's had an undefeated streak. Xavier Woods has one, like 1v1 though, but I don't think there's anybody stopping Gunther as of right now until Dragunov bring his ass to SmackDown. Because when Dragunov come to SmackDown, oh baby, it's going to be, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Listen. But nonetheless, Gunther did retain his title, and it's like who's going to be the person to dethrone Gunther? I'm saying Dragunov, but they've already been saying that he's been pitched for SmackDown, and Dragunov comes to SmackDown. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. They're going to beat the hell out of each other once again, like they did when Gunther and him face each other. Well, Walt at the time face each other for that UK title. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Bring all the British strong styles to the main roster, and just put all of them in a match, no unsanctioned match, and let them just beat the hell out of each other. That would be my match. But it is what it is. But Stephanie, I know Xavier Woods holds a very special place in your heart. You guys are both Virgo twins, and how did you feel about this match? Even though he lost, like I know that you're still proud of him, everything like that too, though, for going up against someone like Gunther. Because, child, if I gotta put in the match with Gunther, I'm going to hell home. Fire me now. Put me in catering, because I'm no.
Yes. I love this match because usually a lot of time when Gunther gets in the ring with somebody, it's like they get a little bit of offense in, and then Gunther basically wrecks shop on them until it's all over with a cover or something.
Right.
Like Gunther had to reach deep and way down, like we say in church, in order to try to beat Xavier. Like he had to reach way down and try to submit Xavier in order for him to lose, because Xavier was not giving up. He cut a promo earlier, like today, like when he was going in backstage, and saying that he was tired of people overlooking him. And when you really think about it, he has been a tag team champion, yes, and that's commendable, because he's very decorated in that way. He's the king of the ring. He's decorated in that way. But when it comes to singles work, a lot of people really don't talk about him or don't think about him. And for the life of me, I just can't stand I can't stand it, because every time he gets in the ring, he shows and proves that he is just as good as anybody, that is in your conversations constantly over and over again. He could be just as good as a Seth Rollins. He could be just as good as a Roman Reigns if you gave him the opportunity. This man proved that in this match and then some. And yeah, he did get some, taco meat on top of he got some ground beef on top of his taco meat, but he's a man and he took it like a champion. Okay. And it's just like Xavier has so much to give as an athlete, and I don't ever want us to overlook him because he's not, in your list or not the popular people to always talk about online or stuff like that. Xavier has been the backbone of the New Day for a long period of time, and he is the reason why the New Day even exists. And we can't forget that. He is the mastermind behind all of that. He is a great talker, and he is amazing in the ring. Just because he has a backwoods move, which a lot of people look down on because it's, a surprise roll up or whatever does not mean that he can't go. And he proved to us that he could go against the best of them. I wanted him to win so bad. Like, it got so close a couple of times. But when he lost and he got, choked out or whatever, at least he passed out and didn't just, give up like and tap out. So I want more for Xavier, and I also feel personal about this match because I told him at Wale Mania, look, you need to be IC champion. I told him that to his face. So I low-key feel like I may have low-key manifested this, but either way, I'm happy regardless because he is a king. To me, he's a king to us, and I'm very proud every day that, that we share a birthday with each other. I'm proud every day that he is a jack of various trades. Like, I'm proud of him every day. Even if he never wins another singles title, which I hope he does, but if he never does, like, I don't care because Xavier is a king and he's worth his weight in gold. And I hope that we all realize that tonight.
That is very, very true. But before we pretty much dive into, of course, our main event, we do know that the draft, it will be taking place next week on SmackDown. The draft begins next week on SmackDown, and then it's going to continue on Raw following that. So look at all these superstars. We don't even NXT is eligible as well because they did say it on commentary. But look at all these superstars that could really be shook around. You know what I'm saying? They could go down. They could go down to NXT. You got some people from NXT coming up. People can be switched around all over. You know what I'm saying? This is like a revamp. This is a fresh start for a lot of stars who, have not been doing great on either, show or whatnot. This is the time to really, really hope that they are drafted to a different brand where they can shine and all this and that. So I hope you guys are ready for the draft. But of course, we have to talk about, before we get into our main event, there were 3 matches that were announced for Backlash. One in particular, y'all know I'm happy about because we're going to get into it, okay? But this here, the United States Championship match, triple threat match will take place at Backlash. It's going to be Bronson Reed versus the champion Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. Nice to see that this is happening. This is taking place. But I just want to say that every time y'all, WWE must really, really love me because Omas is facing Seth freaking Rollins. There's no backstory on why the hell this is even happening. But goddamn it, I'm happy because Omas is here. I am an Homo sapien. I am a fellow Homo sapien. All Homo sapiens arrive. Listen. What do you mean how I'm happy? It's Omas being here with Seth Rollins. Omas has been in multiple matches with a lot of former champions. Let's be clear. Whether he win or lose, he's getting the opportunity to be in a fucking match with Seth Rollins.
But Santana, I do have a question though, since you did watch Raw. I didn't watch Raw this week.
There's no interaction between these two.
Like they never had an interaction this week at all?
No. There's literally no interaction between these two on this past Monday. So I'm thinking that maybe the Monday coming up, they could have, an interaction or something that could lead up to Backlash. But I don't even know if Seth even knows he in this goddamn match, but
maybe it was an accident.
Listen, maybe they need to fix their wrongs then. They should never listen. If it was an accident, they should never aired it. Because I'm running with it now. I'm running with this now because listen, y'all already know. Hey, I'm riding with Omas, like, because eventually what's gonna be real funny is when Night of Champions come and Omas is in a undisputed match with Roman Reigns. Now listen, we're really gonna be talking then. I tell you what, listen. I'm gonna stir the whole goddamn pot every week until Night of Champions come. When I see Omas versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed championship.
Oh my god!
I don't think y'all understand. This shit is so fucking funny to me. All of this is funny to me because this match doesn't make sense at all whatsoever. But because Omas is here, I'm fucking cheering. I'm gonna cheer. I don't care who Omas faces. He made it to the match card. He made it to a match card somehow with no goddamn story. That's how you do it. That's big. That's the big dog right there. Listen. That's a colossal giant right there. Who you know can make it to a match card with no story.
It happens a lot in other places.
Yeah, but in WWE,
no shade.
There's always got to be something there. But here, listen. Hey,
there might be something there that wasn't there before.
I'm just saying. we might know who the true person to the throne y'all tribal chief, and it just might be Omas. Don't sleep. Omas has gotten put into a lot of things that did not make any goddamn sense. Just let y'all know, but I'm gonna save my rant for another time. But yeah, so I'm just saying, you know, if it happens, hey, you heard it here first. All right. So we also had this was announced as well: Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Zelina's finally getting an opportunity in our own country, and yeah, like it's a great moment for her and everything like that. So no matter what the outcome is, Zelina's gonna look. First of all, she's gonna look absolutely amazing. I already know. I'm ready to see Zelina's gear. I am. I really am. Do I think she's gonna win? Not quite. But if she does, hey, shout out to fucking Zelina Vega. But if she doesn't, still shout out to Zelina Vega. I think Rhea Ripley will retain because I mean, she just got this damn title and all right, you know. But hey, anything is possible. If Seth Rollins and Omas can happen with no story, Zelina, there's no reason why Zelina can't win this damn title at Backlash. But I'm just saying, you know.
Yes, so. I'm here for it all. Zelina, you are my queen forever.
Oh my god. I can't wait to get an Homo sapien shirt. I need one. We need to get those made. Somebody. But yeah, I'm excited. But before we jump into our main event, of course, the Usos did come out. They introduced Solo. They talked about, of course, having their title opportunity. Hey, Jeffrey, not too much on Omas, okay? Let me tell you something. It's a lot of Homo sapiens out here. We come in packs. You better watch out now. I'm telling you. They didn't already start cooking up on Twitter with Omas. I'm telling you right now. They've already started cooking up on Twitter with Omas. Listen, you ain't hear from me, but when that man become y'all new champion and not a champion and he defeat Roman, don't say nothing to me. All right. But of course, we know the Usos will be having getting their opportunity to get their rematch for their tag titles against Sami and Kevin Owens next week and everything. Will they retain? Will Kevin and Sami retain? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if Sami and Kevin would be holding these titles that long, but obviously there is something that's going to transpire next week within this match between these guys that's going to really probably shake the damn room. I will have to say. Honestly, truly. But they did go ahead and they did introduce Solo out to the match, and we had our main event, which was Solo versus Matt Riddle in a no DQ match. Solo manages to find his way back into the main event once again. And I'm starting to realize that maybe Solo is a true main eventer because he's been in a lot of main event matches. A lot of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So but this was really good with these two. Somebody said they were having a foot off. If you know, you know. They both don't wear no damn shoes. But it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was a Solo versus Tarzan is fucking nuts. But it was really cool. You know what I'm saying? It was. They were all over the place. Honestly, once again, Riddle needed to get his revenge back. You know, from losing to Solo. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't turn out that way. He once again lost the damn match. And Solo, continues to just really reign supreme over Riddle. And Riddle, I'm gonna need you to go learn something else, because you can't be out here just getting, making these challenges and coming out here and then you just losing now. I need you to do something, because it's you just keep getting beat the hell up. No matter what type of match is next, y'all gonna be in a Hell in a Cell cage match. You gonna lose there. I don't know. Maybe you need to take him to your territory and do some martial MMA shit or something. UFC stuff. Maybe you take Solo out of his element a little bit. Unless he got a background in that, then I don't think in any match that a Samoan is in is going to stop them from beating your ass. Just saying. So I'm just saying, they are a different breed over there, and you don't want to fight them. I don't even know why Riddle keep coming out here anyway, messing with these people.
It's because ultimately, he wants revenge, because it's because of Solo that he was out for like a couple months, so he wants his vengeance. So I completely understand his reasoning behind wanting to do it. But the thing is, what Riddle isn't understanding is when you're fighting one member of the Bloodline, you're fighting all of them. Mm-hmm. No matter how somewhat disjointed they may look, because Mr. Roman hasn't popped up yet at all. Like, it's just like all you see is like when you're fighting Solo, you're fighting the Usos. If you're fighting the Usos, and you're fighting Solo. If you're fighting Roman, then you're fighting all three of them. And even you're low-key fighting Paul. Yes. So it's just like, I feel like even though Kevin and Sammy weren't able to be there, I feel like he should have gotten like maybe some extra reinforcements. Like, I don't know, somebody else. I was low-key hoping Randy Orton would come back. I didn't help him. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm still waiting for Randy Orton to just come and help him so they can be bros again, or RK Bro. But either way, this match was very, intense. Like, they was hitting each other like super hard, and I love that. Like, that's what I love out of these matches. And it's so funny, you were talking about Solo and how he's been in the main event like a whole lot. He's becoming main event Solo. It's so weird to think about how a few years ago he was in NXT as a street champion, didn't really want to be associated with the Bloodline full on, even though people knew he was one of the children of Rikishi. They knew that, and they were chanting Usos at him all the time in Florida. But it's just like he didn't want to be associated with that. He wanted to be his own man, and then he was talking too. And then it's like he gets called up, and now he's fully a part of the Bloodline, and it's almost like Roman and Paul trust him to do their dirty laundry more than they even trust the Usos at this point. And it's crazy when you think about that evolution.
Yeah, because it's like he's doing whatever Solo is supposed to be doing, he's doing it. Right. He doesn't have no ties, no relationship with none of that. He'll beat the hell out of his own brothers if Roman tell him to.
No, Jesus. I hope not.
He would. He would knock the hell out of his own brothers if Roman told him to. He probably would. Because he almost rang Jay as a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's there to be the enforcer. He's there to do his job. Mm-hmm. And that's what he's been doing.
Yep, so, he's a perfect hired gun.
He is. He really is. But he did come out on top with the victory. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that kind of brings us to more so the end of SmackDown, because there's no Rampage, guys. He might be taking Enforcer a little bit too seriously. He might be, but hey, when you get called up to do a job, you do your job. Not me though, because if my brother grab on me, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him. Don't do that. Get off me. But just saying. But okay, so Rampage comes on tomorrow. As far as you know, Mika and Al will be covering Rampage on Wednesday. So along with what they do Dynamite as well. So definitely come in and stay tuned for that. Before we kind of close out here, we're going to take a small schnitt of a commercial break, and we'll be right back to close out the rest of the show.
Hey peeps, TK Trinidad here, boss lady of Women's Wrestling Talk. And I want to say thank you so much for watching, because you've got millions of options. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharing your password to check us out. But while you're here, hopefully you know we have so many more shows to watch, like Turnbuckle Glam, Raw post-show, WoW post-show, AEW Dynamite post-show, Women's Wrestling Army post-show, NXT post-show, Impact Wrestling post-show, AEW Rampage and SmackDown Live post-show, On the Scroll, ROH post-show, WWT Live, plus all of our interviews with the hottest women's wrestlers in the game. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website at www.talkpod.com and follow us on all social media platforms at www.talkpod, and make sure to spread the word. That means send this to the group chat. Yes, even the person with the green bubble. Thanks again so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Yes. So definitely make sure you guys tune into all the shows that we do have here on Women's Wrestling Talk. We do always appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. But before we get out of here, Stephanie, let everyone know where they can keep up with you at.
Well, of course, you can follow me, your girl Stephanie Hardy, on Instagram and Twitter at Queen Steph Hardy, where I may or may not be wearing a crown. But either way, the queen is here. That's where you can find and follow me. Listen to my show, The Hardy Wrestling Podcast, everywhere you get your podcast, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've reached 201 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I'm so happy about it. Also, I am nominated for Alabama Podcast of the Year at the Alabama Music Awards. So use the link in all of my bios on social media to go and vote for me multiple times for that award. I was nominated for it last year, didn't necessarily win it, but I was still happy about being there. So this year, let's go crazy in those votings, okay? Vote for me, please. And also be on the lookout for my new episode covering the Mercedes Moné Mayu Iwatani match from All-Star Grand Queendom, which will be taking place this weekend. Be on the lookout for that. And also visit my store at foryourwear.com, because I have new merchandise there alongside the Alabama Wrestling t-shirts. I have the Bold and the Bloodline t-shirts if you're in love with that storyline or have been in love with that storyline over the past 3 years. And I have a t-shirt celebrating the love of Bianca and Montez Ford. Of course, it's Beyondez. So please, if you haven't already, please go in that store and check it out. It's foryourwear.com/Hardy Wrestling Podcast. And just continue to support the brand. I also have an interview, hopefully coming out tomorrow, with Penelope Pink, the WoW World Champion. And no, we did not destroy each other. So please be on the lookout for that. And just continue to support the brand, and also read my article on Zelina Vega, the top 5 Zelina Vega moments, since she's having a really great moment right here, which maybe one day will write about. So yeah, just support us and me and all the stuff.
Right. And as for me, of course, you can Google me, Driune Santana, Drune. That's how you spell my first name. Santana's like right there. You can't fuck that up. If you mess up Santana, what school you go to? Y'all need to go down to the board and talk to him. But all right, I'm done. You can Google me. That's where you're going to find me at always. Definitely make sure you check out all the shows we have here for Women's Wrestling Talk. Check out the website as well. Articles going out each and every day. Check out some of the recent interviews we have as well too. No. Should not play nothing. That video has now been deleted. You're going to have to add it back in here. But definitely follow Women's Wrestling Talk at WWE Talk Pod on all social media platforms. Check out the website, like I said. Other than that, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here at Women's Wrestling Talk. WoW comes on the weekend as well. You can definitely check out that. Don't come in here. Definitely
Nikki her shenanigans.
That video is going, Nikki. I told you. Out of here.
Oh no.
But yeah, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We definitely do appreciate it here at Women's Wrestling Talk. Remember, Women's Wrestling Talk is the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet, and we will see you guys real soon back on Monday for Monday Night Raw. post show with me and Nikki, and so on and so forth. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great night. Coachella weekend 2 is here, and I'm going to see Bad Bunny, just so y'all know that. So that's where you're going to find me at like 3 a.m. So have a good night, guys. Bye, y'all.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.